So hello, welcome to episode 7 then of Running Cooked. So the videos, they started out as talking about my progress, my build up and everything that goes into my training, building towards Wrexham Marathon. Unfortunately, life doesn't always turn out exactly as you plan it, and it's been evident that in the last few weeks. So I have made the decision to withdraw from the marathon in April, which is meant to be next weekend. Mainly because I don't feel 100% confidence within my foot. The withdrawal is a transfer, so I've transferred to the Village Bakery Half, which is in September, which is quite a good thing that I can actually finally get to run the Village Bakery Half in Wrexham. It was one that I planned to run before COVID hit, but then COVID hit. I think it got pushed back or something like that, but the marathon itself, the half marathon at that time, didn't go ahead because of the weather, so it was not to do with COVID. It was floods and winds and gales in Wrexham at that time. So that's what's happened. So I've withdrawn from Wrexham in April and pushed it back to September to do the half. It'll tie in nicely in my build up to either Berlin, or if international athletes aren't allowed, into Yorkshire Marathon or Manchester Marathon, whichever I do decide to take on in the autumn. Life doesn't turn out how you plan it, and what's happened in the last few weeks, especially with my foot, the key indicator that I shouldn't do the marathon came last Saturday. So last Saturday was my birthday, 10th of April, and I went to Hillsborough Park Run with Hannah and Sean, and Jack as well, and ran in the shadow of the Chef Wednesday ground, which isn't a dream of mine. Barnsley fan, so why would it be a dream? But the park run itself is quite a nice little park run, a little bit like Barnsley, but I'd say comparably, you could compare it, and I'd say Hillsborough measures up easier than Barnsley. I clocked 17:40, which is about 5:40 pace for the 5k distance, which isn't too bad really in the grander scheme of things. Sean commented that my form looked quite good as he was watching me run on the straights and from a distance and from close, but it's not where I want to be currently within myself, disregarding the fact that I've only got one leg. I feel that I'm in 225, 220 shape. I'm quite confident in that. I'm in that ballpark sort of area. I'm a lot lighter than I was when I ran my 225, and I feel physically fitter. The other thing that's letting me down at the minute, in reflection, is my speed. So I don't think I'll have the comfortable top speed, but it is there. It just needs to be awoken, as you put it. But I will get there, and that is something that going into the autumn I'll be looking to implement to improve my top speed. And hopefully, as races start to resume, I'll pick up that race sort of fitness, and that's something that I've lacked, mainly because we've not been allowed to train in groups, and that's where my speed training comes from training in groups. I do struggle to get out and run fast or at top speed on my own, but it is something that I'll be implementing towards the autumn. Also, with me withdrawing from Wrexham Marathon and the training block that I've just had, life always teaches you lessons. If you don't find a lesson in anything, then what's the point in living? And you've got to learn and constantly develop yourself. And I've been taught a lot of lessons in this training block, and even though I'm not going to be doing a marathon this time around, it's taught me things about myself, and my reflections come in a little bit earlier than rather than on completion of the marathon and taking the finish line in sight. And I've been taught that I'm a strong individual and I can overcome situations, challenges, hurdles, obstacles, and I can overcome them on my own. I don't need people around me to be able to do that. But then on the flip side of it, I've also learned that I've got a good circle of friends, a good support bubble, and a good supportive group around me, where if I am really struggling, I can lean on them and they'll always scoop me off the floor and push me on, whether that's family, whether that's close friends, training partners, work colleagues, and so on. And there's too many to name them individually, because I'd forget and I'd leave someone out. So I'm obviously I'm not going to do that. But they know they are, and they know where they are, and I know where they are, and that's what matters. And it does make you feel humble in that, the fact that you have got that support bubble around you that can drive you forwards when you need it. I've also learnt that I am highly motivated, and I don't take injuries lightly, and I will push through them where I can, and I'm dedicated towards my streak as it is, and that makes me as a runner, it makes me stronger, and coming out of this I'll be a stronger character and a stronger person for it, where I know that I've put myself through hardship, and that's what training's about, putting yourself through hardship to then improve yourself when it is easy. The run last week, obviously with one leg, showed me that I can do it, even though I was in pain when I was running. Tuesday I went and ran round Manvers Lake, and I set off for a steady run, and it is flat, it's around a lake, it's going to be flat. Set off for a steady run, ended up clocking 6:10 pace, and I felt so confident after, it was unbelievable, 'cause it was just meant to be a steady run. The heart rate stayed low, I wasn't out of breath. If there was someone there to run with, I'd have been able to hold a conversation, and it felt like a recovery run, which it shows how fresh I am from this 3-week taper as it is that I've had with my foot in niggle. I've been icing it, I've been recovering it, I've been wearing the boot, I've done loads of steps which I've also documented, and I'll share them if the time comes further down the line. It might support people in their steps to recovery, or looking for steps to recovery, if they've had the same niggle or injury, or they might have had different niggles and injuries as well. Yeah, but that's that with Wrexham Marathon. It's going to be a short and sweet video. I'll probably take a couple of weeks off creating videos, just to gather my thoughts, and then take a bit of wind down. Training wise, not really going to be focusing on much training. It's just about getting my foot right at the minute, and then hopefully I can pick up towards the Barnsley boundary in middle of June, and run for the club in that. I have also transferred running clubs, so nothing against Penistone. I love Penistone as a club. I love the people there, and I enjoy the people there. They've given me a lot, even though the running clubs don't have to, and they've allowed me to do a lot and grow as a person. But all the lads mainly that I train with now run for Barnsley Athletics Club, so I'll be joining Barnsley Athletics Club. I've done my year transfer and all that sort of stuff. I just need to pay my Barnsley fees, but it should allow me to develop. And the marathon club record at Barnsley Athletics Club is 2:21, so hopefully I'll be able to have a go at beating that eventually when my foot's right, and hopefully it'll be at Berlin in September. Other than that, you know where I am. If you do fancy a run, get in touch, you know how to reach me, and look forward to park runs coming back, look forward to different stuff that's on the horizon, anything from here onwards and upwards. And 2:20, it'll be in the autumn. Watch this space and just keep running.